Hello, welcome back. So in last video we just set up our Vuetify Vue project with Vuetify, and in this video we'll just um, continue building that. So let's take a look. So if you go to a source folder, so basically we'll be writing all the code inside this source folder. So you'll get app.vue by default. So I've done a couple of things. I've just make these toolbars and all stuff. I'll just explain what I did. And so it will be boring if I keep typing all of these stuff. So let me explain what I did until now. So I've just make these register view, and when someone goes to home page, we'll see login. All right. So the app.vue is our starting point. So if you go to main.js, everything has been imported, and if you go to this render function, it is rendering the app component. So if you go to app, you'll see, so everything is inside vapp. So it is Vuetify specific component. So this is toolbar component, which is responsible for creating this navigation. So you can go to Vuetify and Vuetify documentation and take a look what these classes are if you know detailed explanation. So here under toolbars, you can go to toolbars, and this is default toolbar. You can see the source, view source, and you can also copy it from here as well. Alright, so just toolbar with toolbar icon, items, and title. Okay, so this is the title. Okay, this is the title, toolbar title, which is Weblo, and it is coming from, and I put one more button for boards. I've taken Trello.com as a reference. So we are kinda trying to build something like this. So between this our name and this is board, so that we can see all of these boards. So if you click on board, you'll see some dummy data. For now we have not we are just building the layout first, and then we'll make it dynamic by pulling data from our backend. Alright, so this is the navigation. You can pull it from you can see for inside components, you can see for menu, and so I've taken this drop down as example. So view source, and you can take a look. This is the button which is responsible for triggering this menu, which will be pulling the items from our script. So if you go to script tab, you'll see these are the titles. Okay, so this is a list of item which will be displayed when we click on this menu. So I put the spacing in between this and title, and I've given one more spacing to make it center, and in right corner I put the register link, and this is the main part of this. This is the main body, this one. So here we are loading router view. So this is the view router specific tag, and I put this register link which will be the router link, and it will go to register. Okay, for now these are all dummy datas. We have not even touched our API part. I'm just trying to build this front end so that it will resemble close to this. Okay, so next thing, inside router index. So this is by default. You'll get the hello component from this component by default, and I've created couple more templates. So this is for now empty, boards, login and register. So before doing anything else, we'll need login and register functionality so that we can access all the boards and other stuff. So if you see the API part where we built API, we have used the user token. With help of that token, we can make register request to fetch all the data. So without that token, we are not able to do anything. So first we have to cover the register and logging functionality. So I've created these components. So first let's take a look at register.view, and I've created here a template with title register. So you can see it here, register. So when I click on this register, it will listen from here. So it will link to /register. So we have defined this route inside our router index. So /register should load the register component, so which is this component. So let's take a look at this component. Just heading and layout with 6 margin, like it's like call MD6 in Bootstrap, and similar to that grid system for Beautify. You just need to do access6, which will be equivalent to call MD call access6 in Bootstrap. So offset of this to center it in between. So vCard is a special class which will give us this card like look, and inside here I've created 3 text fields. So you can create text. So you can reference this on Beautify documentation, these components. So vtext, this is for username, email and password. So vmodal register.username, register.email, register.password. So all these data will be inside register object. So register username, so all are empty. So this is two-way binding. As user types something, it will get filled in inside these variable, and we'll use these we'll use this register to make our AJAX request and to get the token and register the user. And this is the part done till now. And also if you see routes inside router index, I've also make the home page login. So login.view is also similar to register, so only different thing will be will only need email and password to login. So login.email and login.password. So same thing. So let's go to register and add one button. As you can see, there is no button to register, so I'll put it inside vcard. So as you save, it will automatically load it up. Alright, so in order to make AJAX request, we'll need Axios. So you can install Axios by doing npm install Axios like this, and it will pull in the package. And in order to activate it, you need to go to main.js, and here first you need to import that downloaded package which we downloaded using npm install. So we imported this from Axios, and you need to assign it to window variable so that you can use it throughout your project. So window.axios equals to Axios. So we are all set up with Axios. So also you can see here route. So if we click on register, it will load like this. So here is hash symbol. If you just want to use like this /register without hash, you need to make it you need to use the history mode. So how to activate that? You need to go to router index.js, and this is the route property, and you need to create another one. Mode will be history. Save it, and now let's remove everything. Let's click on register. There we go. So no hash symbol. So just put it mode equals to history in your router file. Okay, so now next step will be to register the user. So these are the cool effects you'll get by default when you use Vuetify. Okay, so let's go to register component, and here, so if you just want to follow along, you can download this code. Just don't worry, you don't need to type it all, although you can create it from scratch. So this code will be inside github.com/webdematics, so you'll find it there. Okay, so I'll put link in description as well. So currently we have just data which will be coming from our input, these inputs. So let's make a request with Axios to our API. Okay, so here we'll so when component is mounted, we'll make request using Axios. So let's Axios dot post, so it will be post request http. So whenever this register component is mounted, we'll send actually not mounted, we need to create a method. So for now let's just check if this is working. So as soon as component mounted, we'll send request. We are just making this to see if the AJAX request is working. So let's check. Open up, inspect, and let's refresh, and let's only load XHR request. So I think this error is related to course cross origin request. So we cannot make request from this this server to our weblo API.dev, because this is different server. So this is just protection to protect you from accessing other sites. So you need to take care of that. So in order to do that, let's install a package in our web server. So you can download and install, I think this one, a Laravel course. So you can look for cross origin resource sharing. You need to provide this middleware. So we'll do this in our other project. So let's open that project, Weblo API. So this is also available in GitHub if you just want to get started. So we created this API in our other video. Okay, so let's open terminal and let's install that package. So what this package will do is this will create a middleware so that other service can make a request to our server. So let's install that. Composer require. Okay, meanwhile it installs, let's take a look at other stuff. So let's switch to other projects. So I'm using the project manager to switch between two projects, and let's switch to front end. So actually let's create a methods register, and we'll make that request when someone clicks on register. So actually we'll trigger this function when someone clicks on register button. So this is the post, and we need to pass data. So you can also take reference from Axios So you can make requests like this. So Axios get or post, you need to pass, and if there is error, you'll get inside catch. Okay, so let's do that. Comma, and we'll be sending this dot register. So actually this register is this property, sorry, this register object, and this is register method. So so after that we'll do then, which will be the callback after successful response. So here, let's put it in new line. So I'll use arrow function, so response, and whatever response we get from there, let's console log this for now. Let's remove mounted for now. Okay, let's register it. Let's make it register it, and whenever someone clicks on register, so add click, we'll call register it. Alright, let's refresh. Okay, no errors. You can see inside view tab also whatever what component you got. V toolbar, register, text fields, all good. So let's make a request and see what we got. So register component. Okay, so let's register new user. Okay, let's hit register. So you can see as we type this data get filled, and let's see if it is working. Okay, so this is related to, I think, this course. So let's configure that. Okay, so yeah, so that package got installed, and let's configure that. So let's go to bootstrap app.php, and we'll put it, let's put it down before return. Okay, let's put it here. I have configure course, and we need to register this class as well. So let's register. Actually, we need to register it down here after register service provider. Okay, here. And let's add this middleware as well. So let's add it here. Okay, so let's check if our application is working. Okay, no other errors. I think we're good. Okay, so refresh, and let's make request once again. Okay, so inside register.view, I think we don't need this www. Since this is local, this is not inside web as well. So let's take a look, refresh it. Alright, so it was successful. So we got response, and we got data here, and so we got a user with this API token and all other stuff. Okay, so that's cool. So now we should be able to log in with this user. Login. actually let's handle register logic first. So here we got response, and in response data dot user. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll store this API token. So since we'll need this API token to make our further requests, so we need to store this and then proceed. Okay, so let's store that. Let's call it let token equals to response dot data dot user dot API token. Okay, so that is our token, and we'll store that in our local storage. So that is the token. So let's make sure that is the right token, and I will register another user. So view2 @ pass 1 to 3 register. Okay, we got token. That's cool. And now what I'll do is I'll store this in local storage. So local storage dot set item, and we'll give item this item name token, and the value will be this token variable. Okay, for now just leave that. Okay, so we set this token to our local storage, and so let's take a look at our login as well. So let's go to login component, and when someone hits login @click, I'll call function login okay, log it in. Okay, so methods log it in Axios dot post. Alright, so let's test login. Okay, we got error. Okay, so let's go to login and let's see. Okay, so view2 @gmail.com, pass 1 to 3. Let's see. Okay, that was successful as well. Alright, so we'll do same thing. We'll store that inside our local storage as well, the token. So I'll do same thing like this, and after storing that we'll redirect user. We'll redirect to this dot router dot push. This is how we redirect, and we'll redirect to home page. To that we just want to redirect to home page in our own server. Alright, so let's test that. Okay, actually we want to make this, so currently home page is login. Let's change that. So let's go to router index, so /login should load that, and Let's create one more route, and this will be our home. Let's put it down. So it should load our boards, I think. Yeah, boards, and we need to import that as well. So import boards from boards. So that will be this, and let's create a template. And here inside div, I will just put your boards. That's it for now, and I will script. Okay, so that should work. Okay, so that component is created. Let's go to main.js. Actually, we are handling that in app.view. So after logging in, we should redirect user to home page. That is cool. So let's test that. Okay, let's go to login. Okay, so here let's log in with. Okay, so yeah, after successful login, we are redirecting user to home page. So here you can do a little bit more validation to just match token. You can make a certain rules for token in your backend, and you can check it here as well to make sure the token is exactly same. So for now it is okay. So now we can successfully go to home page, but you can't see boards here. So let's do that. So in order to show boards, let's go to boards.view, and here as component got mounted, we'll send the request to server and load all our board, and we'll get our token from our local storage. So local storage get item name token, and let's item console log. Okay, we're getting component. That's cool. And let's send a request to this endpoint. So let's switch to our API project, and let's see what response we are giving. Boards controller. Okay, boards. Yes. Okay, let's switch back. Okay, just change it to get. I made it post previously, so my bad. And response. So now we are getting the right response. So inside data we have got our boards. Currently there is no board because this user has no boards. Okay. Okay, let's log out from here. Let's make logout view. So let's create one more component for logout. Let's create one more here. Logout.view, and in logout what we'll do is we'll send the delete request to logout. So API token will be same. Let's make delete request to logout. Actually it is get. So okay, with that token we log out, so it will log us out from our backend. We can also get rid of this local storage token. and let's remove that local storage, remove item, and name of item is token. So this is logout. So let's just make it created. So created will fire up little bit ahead of mounted. So okay, and we need to make route for this as well. So login, register, boards, and let's create new one just below here, and it should go to logout. Okay, logout is not defined. I think we are not importing that. We need to import that as well. Logout. Now this should work. Okay, so now let's log out. Logout. Okay, you are logged out. Cool. Okay, so now let's log in with another user. Login. Okay, so now we are logged in, and we can see here boards. So there are currently 3 objects, and we can display it here. So let's go to boards component, and let's create a data empty by default, and then we'll assign our response data boards to that. Okay, so this dot boards boards equals to response dot data dot boards. Okay, so now this board got that object, and here we can loop through each board and display the board. So to display cards, I will use template under grid, so row and column based on breakpoint. So I think this will be cool. So I will copy this with this layout. Okay, so we'll just need one card, and we'll loop through each board in boards. Okay, so these are cards. Okay, so layout is like this. We put cursor pointers so that it will point, and we need to make these individual board links so that it should take us to individual board page. So to do that, what I will do is okay, inside router link we cannot use append on this variable like this. So the solution is we need to use path like this. We need to make it 2, and then we need to use path. Okay, so let's do that. Path will be /boards, and we'll be passing parameter. So parameter will be ID, and this ID will be board ID. Cool. I think that should work. Okay, no error. Okay, so let's create the view for individual boards. Like if someone clicks on board, it should take them to the single board page. So I will call it, so let's make new one, and I'll call it single board dot view. And for now, let's remove everything inside layout. And let's temporarily comment out these, and okay, leave everything else same. And let's go to our router, import new one, and we need to make a route for that as well. So that path will be /boards, and then we'll match ID. So that should load us single board. So you can see it here in documentation as well. So we just need to make like this. So path equals to, we need to pass ID, single board. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so while doing for loop, it's good practice to give it a key. So the good candidate for key will be board.id, and path will be /. So we need to wrap this just here. So wrap router link inside class cards, so that should work. Refresh. Yeah, so it's working. So yeah, that looks good. We can go to individual cards, and here we can make our layout just like this and load all of these cards. Yeah, we pretty much covered a lot of things. Yeah, we can give here navigation and put all login, register, logout links. That is all right for now. So yeah, we'll continue building this in our next video. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.